WolverThor! Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be discussing some of the upcoming events and kind of just my approach to how to be ready for them or hope to be ready for them. There's a number of new events here that that we've never seen before, or maybe a couple that we haven't seen before, and then some that we have. So, you know, I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I was a little bit torn between the Hand and, for me, Wasp and Ant-Man on what to do here, because I was just kind of honing in on this 6-star Hand group, and then all of a sudden these Ant-Man and Wasp requirements popped up, and I'm thinking, oh, well, I haven't focused them at all either. So anyway, what I want to do is kind of show you what I've done to prep and kind of some contingency plans to be ready just in case I can't get past what I want to, because obviously these start tomorrow. So first, let's look at each event and kind of see what the requirements are, at least according to the information on here, and then kind of compare to what I've got, and then I can tell you kind of how I'm going to approach it. So anyway, the first few, I'm not going to go through these early ones. Those are obviously your lower stars, and this is the Groot. The secret admirers is Groot and Rocket here, so I'm going into that one. But once you start getting to this, what is this, 4-star, you know, and then really the 5 stars when you start looking at your level 60, T9, level 5 abilities. For me personally, I have been focusing the Guardians for a long time. So I was looking all the way to the T7. So, or the final tier here, I think it's, I'm not sure if it's tier 7 or not, but so this final one, which is a 250 T formats, would be a level 65 gear tier 11, level 6 abilities. You know, if I wasn't quite at level 7, then I'd really kind of look at this 5-star one and focus that. Because let's be real, this one here, and we'll call it the 6th one or whatever, this mischief and I don't even know what that word is, miscreants. You know, the rewards here aren't that great. You know, 5 of, even if you got each one of these, it's like, it's not gonna do you a whole much. So really, you either want to go for 7 or 5-star in these things. So that's the Rocket and Groot one. The next one is Back to Tiny World. We've seen this one before. This is your Ant-Man and Wasp campaign. I've only done 2 levels of this, but this go around I was thinking, you know what, I should probably try to get at least to this T5. So that was my focus. I don't have Wasp ready for the T7. I could technically upgrade or the 7-star. I could upgrade Ant-Man for the 7-star. I just don't know if I want to spend the 500 gold or 500,000 gold. So let's look at the 5-star here, or the, yeah, here we go. So it's talking about level 60, gear tier 9, level 5 abilities, which seems, you know, pretty reasonable. Level 6 here is T11, which was similar to the, you know, final version of the Rocket and Groot one. And then your level 64, level 6. The interesting part here is this one calls for gear tier 12 for this final one for your Ant-Man and Wasp. And I don't know about you guys, but I've got no interest in bringing Ant-Man or Wasp to gear tier 12. So on top of the fact that I don't want to spend the gold for getting Ant-Man to 7 stars, and I think I'm still like 80 shards short of Wasp getting there. I'm not even looking at that one. I'd love to, but the reality is I just can't. Let's see. The next one is this Tiny Showdown. This one, I think this should just be able to happen because you're already doing the other ones. It's all of these other characters you're talking about, as long as you've got them in 5-star. So if you look at the requirements here, it's level 60, gear tier 9, level 5. And then 5 stars for Ant-Man, Wasp, Rocket, and Groot. So, and I think they said that Deadpool is going to be on this. And obviously, if you look at, where is it? If you go here, Deadpool's in the picture. So you kind of think that he's going to be a part of that. And I believe they even said that in the notes as well. So, you know, as long as you've got him higher than your Ant-Man and Wasp, you should be pretty solid there. And it's, I mean, the reality is it's only 5 red star orbs, which I'm still not in love with these things. I'm getting lots of duplicates. Most people are getting lots of duplicates. But it is, you know, 5 more to open towards whatever, if the data mine's accurate, and having that alliance event of or alliance milestone event where opening red star orbs will help you build towards them some alliance milestones. So the next one that I was looking at here is the Relic Event. So I'm actually ready. Well, I'm hoping to be ready for this 6-star. I just got my hand sorceress to her 6 stars. So I've got 5 people capable of doing it as far as the stars go. Question is do I have the requirements met here, where it's level 65, gear tier 9, level 5 abilities per this. I mean, and we all know that that's not necessarily accurate. You know, sometimes you can get into these things and they're much, much harder. So, you know, with all these events, I could be getting, you know, upwards of 200 purple ABCs, you know, a few miscellaneous purple mats, and then 250 T4 mats, and then obviously the 5 red star orbs. So, you know, that's a kind of a decent pull there if you can, you know, pull it off. But the question is, you know, can you? So let's just look at my roster real quick here. First, let's look at the hand. That's the one we finished on. So the requirements for the Relic Event for the tier 6, 6-star, were level 65, T9, and level 5 abilities. So if you look at my top row here, you can see as far as the levels go, hand sorcery is there, but none of these other ones are. So I've got Electra at 62, Nobu at 61, hand sorcerers at 60, hand archer at 60. So I've got quite a ways to go there as far as the what the requirements say. I'm hoping some of these red stars will help me out there, but I don't know that for certain. And then the next item that was on, or the next kind of requirement, was the gear. So let's look at the gear. So let's pop into hand sentry, and the requirement was T9. So he's obviously, you know, ready. He's T10. Electra's, you know, slightly into her T9, so hopefully she'll be okay. Nobu's slightly into T9. Hand sorcerer's slightly into T9, and hand archers as well. And you can see most of these guys have these pluses here where I can upgrade these. So, you know, if I need to, I could probably do it. I've got 90 ABCs where I can upgrade some of these if need be. And I've got you know, a small handful of, what are these called? The arcane powders and the esoteric glyphs. So fingers crossed that I don't need to use those, but I am prepped to be able to, you know, upgrade these guys a bit if I need to. So that's kind of my approach to the hand one. So, and then, you know, then it was their level abilities. And then I forgot to mention that they said level 5. So, you know, hand sentry is fine. Electra, she's not quite, I mean, her vital strike's at 6, or sneaks at her basics at 6, but this into the shadow, 5% damage increase. I mean, first off, that is a total joke. Same thing here. It's like 5%. That's nothing. So I'm not even, you know, that shouldn't make the difference in that battle. Her passive, it's all about revive. Again, I don't think that's going to make a difference. Nobu, he's all level 5 except for his ultimate, which, again, I don't think his ultimate's all that great. So I suppose I could, and you can see I've got 1600 T3 ability mats. So I'm more than, you know, prepared to kind of up some of these if need be. Hand sorceress, she's 552. Again, you know, stealth, that could be worthwhile so she can survive a little bit. The heal, you know, that is a 1200 is not that much in the grand scheme of things, because I mean, most people have 50 plus K health, somewhere up in the 100K range. So, you know, 1200 is nothing. 40% damage, that's pretty solid. So that could be a spot I drop some, you know, mats on if need be. And oh yeah, hand archer. And then obviously arrow storm, I could upgrade that a little bit, 20% for a couple of those. His basic, I could get another 5% piercing. His basic, I think, is, yeah, just accuracy, which I don't really think he needs all that much of. But anyway, so I could spend some mats there. So next, let's go to our guardians, because this will be real quick. Groot Rocket, you can see they're beefed up. I mean, these guys are maxed out, bunch of red stars. I'm not expecting T10, T11. I've used T4 mats on these guys. I'm fully expecting to have no problem with them, so I'm not even really going to focus on that. But let's go to tech to look at Ant-Man and Wasp. So I've got Ant-Man and Wasp here. So you can see the requirements that are in either the level 5 or even yeah, the level 5 event for Tiny World, which was 60 ABCs. It was the level 60 T9 level 5. You can see they're both level 60. They're both at least into tier 9. So, and they're both 6-star. So they've got a little bit up, and Wasp has some red stars. It says level 5 abilities. Haven't quite gotten into that, so I might have to bump those up a bit. You know, some extra damage, an extra bonus attack for Wasp there. Her ultimate, some extra damage. If I want to get to level 6, some extra damage to primary and secondary. So could certainly spend some materials there. Dodge chance. I've never been a big fan of upgrading those unless it's a pretty decent jump. And then for Ant-Man, you know, a little bit more damage. If I want to do it to level 6, you know, I could get that ability up, or the ability block for 2 turns. That could be pretty nice. The slow, you know, some extra damage. Not a lot though, 10%. That's pretty weak. His passive, some assists and some more, you know, evade chances. So, you know, it's nothing that's, in my opinion, super great. His basic could be, you know, increase the damage. But point being is that, you know, I've got mats and gold. You can see up in the upper right here, I've got, you know, 1.8 mil sitting there for, you know, the levels or the, you know, ability mat upgrades. So you can see that I'm, you know, hoping that I'm going to try it with what I got here and kind of keep my fingers crossed and, you know, hopefully kind of get to the point where I'm, you know, able to do these things where they're at. Because I'm really only looking for the T5 and level 5 ABCs in Tiny World. And to be able to keep kind of finishing that thing out. And then, you know, Relic Hunt, like I said, I'm trying to get the 6-star. So we'll see how it shakes out. Obviously, I'll do a video kind of as a follow-up, but kind of wanted to show you guys how I'm prepping for this thing. Curious to see what you guys are doing. So, you know, leave a comment below and kind of tell me how you're approaching all these different events. If you're just trying to focus one, if you're trying to focus all of them, and kind of, you know, just leaving some mats and gold behind to upgrade it if need be. And yeah, just share where you're at and what you're thinking. And as always, if you like what you see here, please click that subscribe button, as well as hammer down on that like button. We'll see you guys again soon. Thanks.